Well, good morning, everybody. Here we are again. It's actually Wednesday. It's not Friday. I usually do this on Friday, but, well, whatever. I wanted to talk a little bit about why do we worry? Why do we worry? And this past Sunday was the beautiful story, gospel story, of the Samaritan woman at the well and how she went. And Jesus went with her, sat down next to her, and he told her, he said, if you keep drinking this water, you'll always be thirsty. But if you drink the water that I give you, you'll never thirst again. And of course she said, well, where can I get that water? And the conversation went forward to a point where he told her that he was the Christ. And, what are we worrying so much about? I mean, we have such an incredible opportunity in our Catholic faith and in any Christian faith, really, to come to Jesus and be able to bring everything to him. I remember when I was in Medjugorje, there was a priest from Long Island who was giving the sermon there. And he had said, he talked about the woman who touched Jesus's cloak and how Jesus felt power going out of him and turned around and said, who touched me, And he said, we have that same opportunity every single time we go to church in the Eucharist. So if the presence of Jesus is real in the Eucharist, and we believe that as Catholics, then, we're taking him in and we're receiving him. And it's just like touching him in real life, even better, actually, even better. But we worry because we want control. At the base and at the root of worry is control. We want to control everything. We want to be able to, figure out what the outcome is going to be and go for it. And we live in a world where we don't let go. We live in a world where we're told to grab onto things, where we're told to be able to, figure things out ourselves. Just figure it out yourself, And that's not what we're called to. That's not what we're called to. We have to let it go and give it to God. The Samaritan woman, when she was at the well, she said, give me that living water. And Jesus said, okay, go get your husband. And she says, well, I don't have a husband. And when Jesus says, that's right, you're right in saying you don't have a husband because you've had 5 husbands and the one you're living with now is not your husband. And she was like blown away, and so she left her jar of water and she went and she told everybody about her experience and got many, many people to believe that Jesus was the Messiah. And so, there's a little bit of a metaphor in that because, her jar, she left her jar there. She left her jar with Jesus, and then she went to spread the word that she had met the Messiah. She went to spread the word of God. The metaphor is that we need to leave our jar of worry with Jesus and go out and live our lives as good Christians like we're supposed to and spread the word of God. That's the important piece there. This whole thing about control, we really want to be able to control the outcomes. And certainly the Samaritan woman was trying to do that. She was trying to control the outcome of her life by, living with illegitimate husbands and getting married over and over and over again, And it's amazing because isn't that what we do? We turn to everything but what we know we need. And listen, like I always say, I'm the biggest failure at all of this, I try my best to live the life that I'm supposed to live, but, things happen and things get out of hand and we get stuck on people and relationships and things we shouldn't be stuck on, And I just, excuse me, I love the whole idea of having teens and working with teenagers and stuff, our teenagers are in trouble. They're absolutely in trouble. I mean, I have how many teens and how many that have been teens. I mean, I have 8 who are teens or have been teens, children, and, they're turning to things like sex, they're smoking a little weed, they're doing a little vape, they're doing all these things that they think is acceptable, and they're doing all these things that they think are making them happy. I remember when I was dating my wife early on, and she'd say stuff like, "Oh, you're my everything," and and yay, and you hug and whatever and blah blah blah. But the real deal is, though, that stuff doesn't last. That's a house of cards that's going to fall. And if you're supporting your kids in that stuff, just be prepared for the fall. Be prepared for the fall. We have to stop wanting to control everything. And the only way we can not do that is to lean on Jesus. To lean on Jesus. We all have a God-shaped hole in our heart, and we need to fill it with God, not fill it with worldly stuff. Again, I am not very good at this. So, but these are things that I'm beginning to learn as time goes on, is that we have to let go of that stuff, and we have to really be able to move forward. Take a look at Proverbs 3. There's a verse in there that says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Focus on God. Don't focus on this worldly stuff. We're only here for a little bit, Yeah, some of it's fun and all that kind of stuff, but focus on God and watch your life change. I love you all. Have a great day.